All right, thank you guys for coming. Like Seth said, I am Chloe Ramirez, and I have been photographing weddings, portraits, families for about 15 years now. And I wore the title natural light photographer like a badge of honor, but really I was just super scared to use strobes. I had this preconceived idea that strobes, you had to be a very technical person. See, I'm a romantic. I photograph love and connection. I'm really good at connecting with people. Like, it's maybe my superpower. It's okay to say that. When we notice something about ourselves that we're good at, it's okay to say, right? And I noticed that I wasn't so great with lighting. I was relying on just the emotion, getting the emotion out of people to carry the image. And that will carry you pretty far, right? I was getting bookings, I was booking weddings, and my clients were really happy. But once that sun set, especially at weddings, I was in trouble. I mean, cameras are amazing nowadays, right? You can crank that ISO, but you better hope that reception lighting has like a ton of candlelight or you're in trouble. So about a few years in, I realized that I really did need to learn artificial light. But did I pick up a flash? No, I was still completely terrified. I really felt like I just did not belong. And part of it is I have ADHD. Is anybody here ADHD? Okay, hi friend. Hello. Yeah, hello. Yeah, I do. I feel like a lot of creatives do. So the way I learn is not like the technical. I learn by doing and I learn by playing. And I would say probably a lot of us are that way. So when I would watch the YouTube videos and hear all the mumbo jumbo, I was just like, I don't get it. This is not for me. But I've always really enjoyed like dark and moody images with a like nice high contrast. So I was like, I'm going to challenge myself, Chloe. I'm going to challenge myself to only use available light no matter the time of day, right? Because light is light. It just, the intensity changes, right? I could use a flashlight and add some sort of modifier to it and then bam, we're in action. You can really get pretty scrappy with it. So the image here on the screen is an engagement session. And I was using strobes at this point. This was only a few years ago. And they both needed to change into formal wear. And so there was a bar across the street. I'm like, let's go in and ask them. We'll buy you guys a drink. They were a little bit nervous. And we saw the photo booth. And I'm like, oh man, we got to try and use that, right? So I put them in the photo booth. And there is not a lot of light unless you're completely facing the direction where the flash comes on, right? When it's time to take the photo. So I had my phone. I just propped it up in there, had the flashlight on it. And that was great. But it was like this. They're posed over here. So there's a huge shadow on her. So I had to pose them in a way to make sure that her head was back catching that light. You can use any sort of available light like this. I use the 35 with this so I can include the photo booth and the get loose sign. I felt like it really added to the image there. And it feels fun. Like it feels like they're young and carefree, about to get married. So this was pretty early on in my career of teaching. I was a new baby educator in the industry, and I had a live class of 12 people, and that felt like so intimate. I don't know what it is, like speaking to bigger amounts of people, you can just like look over their heads. When it's 12 people, you're like, oh my gosh, they're looking at me. And we were in a tiny little hotel room because I was teaching how to get like in-home photos, okay? And we were running through everything, and it was not the cutest hotel room you've ever seen. All right, it was not cute, I'm not gonna lie. So I was really trying to be creative with the lighting. I saw her standing next to the blackout curtain, and I saw that beautiful highlight on her face, and I thought, might be cool to do like a yin and yang kind of situation. So I had him stand, I opened up the other blackout curtain, so we're just seeing outside. It was an overcast day. You can kind of see where his beard is at the bottom. You can see a little bit of the city. It's not completely blown out. I don't think we would have been able to unless it was like a really bright day. All I did is I, kind of got their faces pretty close together, and I exposed for that highlight on her face, causing him, we turned off all the lights inside, causing him to go silhouetted. And it's such a cool image. And because I took the time to play and actually just try something new while 12 people were watching me, and I was like, let's just see if it works out, right? I'm able to do things like this with strobes and flash and with natural light at my paying shoots. So the one on the left with the smoke, all that is a strobe high up, pointed down. I think we might have had like no, we didn't. I think it was bare bulb actually. And we had a CTO filter. I'm gonna get that wrong. And I had them come in, and we didn't have the smoke at first. I felt like that added a little atmosphere, a little something extra. And I was able to get that photo. And then on the right, it's that same, I'm gonna flip back here. It's this, except for they're both on the blackout curtain. So you can really just experiment and play and try new things. This was a really happy accident. And man, when I say I'm not a technical person, believe me, like Seth believes me, believe me. So I bought a projector and I had this great idea. I took all these cool images and I'm like, I'm gonna project city scenes on their bodies and it's gonna be so cool. And I was mentoring 2 photographers, okay? And this was the last setup. It wasn't the main mentoring session, right? And I was like hyping it up all day. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do this really cool thing. And I was like so excited. Make sure you read the manual and learn how to use your equipment before trying it for the very first time. So for some reason, I could not get it off the menu screen. You know, the menu screen that like never quite hits the corner, like ever? Yeah, that's what was going on. And I was a little panicked at that point, you know, especially 12 people going down to 2 people staring at you, like, what are we doing here? And I'm like, you guys, like, this is gonna happen sometimes. Not if you check your gear and try it, but like, you know, for teaching purposes, it's gonna happen sometimes. So all I did is I flipped it around because it's just a light source, right? You can use any light source. I just flipped it around. You can see there's variation in the color. There's like a little gold. That was probably the menu part that was bouncing around. The background was blue. I just took a little smoke, sprayed it in the air, and we were able to get this beautiful photo. People ask about this pose. I know this is a lighting class, but I'll tell you about the pose. He's just sitting on the edge of a bed and she's just putting, like, she's straddling him. And with a silhouette, you want to be very careful not to like smush them too close. I love romantic images, and this can be just as romantic without them touching, right? It's all about the attitude. So all I told him is to look up at her adoringly, which he did. She looked down at him, and then we included that little twist, or it might have been a braid, hanging down just to give it a little context. Because my happy little accident, I was able to do this at a class with about 50 people with strobe and a gel. I mean, light is light. You can use anything and everything, okay? That's my daughter. Isn't she cute? She's so cute. I'm gonna show you my gear list. It's not exactly what I'm using today because I have my travel stuff. Eric from ProPhoto was so gracious to let me borrow some stuff today, which is amazing. So I'm gonna show you what I normally have because as a student myself, we're always learning, right? I like to see what people are using. It's helpful for me. So I have a lot more cameras and lenses, but that would have been like a couple slides too many. It's a problem, an addiction that I have. These are my favorites. So today I'm shooting with the Z8 and the Nikkor Z35 1.2S. It is amazing. Let me tell you, it is very amazing. Giselle was on the campaign for that. She was, you guys should go look at it. Yeah, she deserves a round of applause. When they told me I was getting Giselle, I was like, I was so excited. I was like, I was a little nervous. Not a singer. She was playing a singer, like the most emotive, amazing model. So we're really happy to have her today. And then my main workhorse is my Z9. That's my travel guy. It's big, but I mean, it's a beast for a reason. It's amazing. My 85 usually lives on the Z8, so it's not too heavy. Z9 with that 85 is heavy. And if you're shooting a wedding, man, it's gonna tip over. All right, these are the strobes that I personally use. I have a few of each. So the B10X, do we have that? I don't think we have that. We do somewhere. Yeah, it's about this big. It's about the size of a pint is what they say. So really portable, really easy to use. Has a really strong modeling light. So if you switch between video and stills, that's your guy. My favorite, because I travel so much for work, is my ProPhoto A2. This right here, this is how big it is. It's the size of like a soda can. It's so tiny, it's so light, it's amazing. And then my A10, that goes directly on my camera. You can also use it off camera as well. I love softboxes. I'm a softbox girl. These are the ones I have. I have the ProPhoto Softbox 3x4 Silver, ProPhoto Softbox 3 Octa White, which we have the silver, but it looks exactly like this. It's great. And then the Click Softbox 1x3. So these go on the A2s and they're magnetic. So it's a pretty strong magnet, actually. I couldn't even get it off. So you just pop it on. So if you shoot on location, it's such a nice setup. And then the ProPhoto Click Softbox 2.7. I'm like a run and gun girl. Like I'll just get an idea. I'm like, we should go. And then I'll have my assistant with the softbox and we're like literally running, you know? Yeah, it's chaos. It's chaos, organized chaos. These are all my favorite click. So that goes on the A2s and the A10s. These are my favorite light shaping tools for the click. We're going to use, not all of them today, we'll use the click magnum reflector. Eric, how many stops does that give? Do you know?
It's 1.7. So
That's actually so much. Let's say 2. I would say, yeah, that's incredible, actually. Yeah, that's just going to give you a lot more output. It's going to be a lot brighter. I think I don't know, it feels a little more dramatic to me. It's like a silver on the inside. It's really good light. It also has a grid here. Let me show you too. It has a grid that pops on and off. So if you want just like a more narrow beam of light, I'm a control freak. Like I want it to be exactly how I see in my head. So I often put this on here. And then we're probably going to use this snoot as well. This, you just pop on there, it's magnetic, and it just shoots like a beam of light. Going back to that photo of my daughter, we'll just kind of break it down. That backlight is the magnum reflector, no grid on it, little atmosphere. And then this, if we were looking at Giselle and she was here, if she's turning this way, it's just like that, okay? That's all it is. And it gives it kind of like that old Hollywood feel, which I really like. I keep looking at you in the front because you're so affirming. He's like, yeah, high five. Yes, thank you so much. I'll be staring at you all night. That's so funny. Okay, perfect. So let's get this going on Lightroom here.
it's George Well.
What is it?
The old Hollywood light is George Well.
Oh, there's a name for it. Thank you so much. Yeah. He's like, I'll be here all night. So because of the way I learn, I teach the same way. Okay. So I want to create some cool things with you guys. And I'm going to show you exactly how I would do it with a client present. We're going to pretend Giselle's my client. She's so cute. So right now I'm going to use the softbox 3-foot Octa Silver. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with just the diffusion panel on it, and then we'll add a grid. Sound good? All right, cool. So I don't use a light meter. I feel like everyone's probably like, what? Where am I? What am I doing? I don't use a light meter because I trust my eye and I can just change it really, really quickly. We're going to feather that slightly. All right, Giselle, can you turn this way? Perfect. I trust you. Can you just like do your thing? I feel like she's going to do a better job than me being like, okay, girl. Yeah, can you do this? So on here, on the arrow mode, I have turned off, this is light B, this is light C, okay? Because we're gonna just show what we can do with one light. So right now I'm at ISO 200, shutter speed 200, f5. This light is at like 6.8. Let's see what we're looking at, yeah? Let's do it. She's so pretty, oh my God. All right, there's way too much light. Do we see it? Wow, we need to turn it so much down. So we're gonna do that. I'm actually gonna put it at half power. Let's try that. Much better, right? We can see her features, we can see her pores. I am not the kind of photographer that's gonna smooth out every single little pore. We don't like it. I do feel like it's slightly dark. What do we think? Yeah? Hey fam, you're gonna be a fam today. Hey fam, what do we think? I want it up slightly higher, pointed down as well, so I get a little more shadow under her chin, okay? So we are gonna turn this guy down. We might not need to get it a little closer to her too. How's that looking? Yeah. All right. Gorgeous. I love that. So you just do it. Okay. Do you see how her skin is popping now? We can see the detail on her so much better. Okay. We love the eyebrow raise. She did apparently I do that sometimes and they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, I didn't know I did that. That's great. Let's put a grid on this just to show you how we can even direct the light even more. Luckily right now, I mean, you can kind of see it a little bit. You can kind of see the background, but it is a black background, right? If I had a white or a gray one, you would really be able to see like the background a little bit more. I like dark and moody, so I picked black. I don't want to have to keep changing it all night, but let's throw a grid on here. So these soft grids are great. They're just going to direct the light where you want it to go. He's like, please don't. Yeah. Yes. Joe.
See that match with David Joe McNally.
Well, if Joe McNally can do it, then I can. So this is pretty easy. It just goes on like Velcro. I'm going to go ahead and Velcro it up pretty quickly. I love grids because it gives me a little bit more control. And you can see it's so, so quick. Pop this guy up a little bit more. Great. And just to compare, let's take a good look at the image up there. We lost a little light. Do you see that? But do you see the background? Do you see the fall off on her hand that's dangling down? I am really excited about that. I want to push this light in even more and crank it up a little bit, okay? When I say it's okay to play, I mean it, all right? Do a test shoot if you got a big client and you're like, I can't be doing this all day. I 100% use my kid for everything. She's 16. She's gonna be so excited that I mentioned her on this live stream. She's gonna be like, oh my gosh. She will be, yeah. She'll be like, Mom. But use a friend, use a neighbor, use somebody, right? Because you probably don't want to be playing so much, but what you can do is you'll see those images and you'll go, that works, that doesn't, right? And that's very, very helpful, especially if you learn like I do. All right, Giselle. Can you hit that same pose just so we can see the difference? Yeah, yeah. Close enough, yeah, yeah. Ah, look at that. Look at how, okay, let's flip back. Do you see just like such a subtle change? Let's go back. Not that one. Okay, so that was with just the diffusion panel, right? It's pretty, like it's great. We got a dark background, but I want you to imagine if it was like a white background and a gray one, you're gonna see all that spill on the background, which is good, it's fine. And then we punched it up a little bit, maybe a little bit bright on her face, but we can change that later if we want to. So cool. All right, so I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna turn on my strip boxes so you can see how amazing these like little lights are, okay? So I'm gonna turn it off on here, which is an amazing feature. Really quickly, I didn't mention it before. I love questions. If you have questions as I'm going, just like pop a little hand up, okay? Yes. Yes. Okay, so he's asking about hot spots on the face. Like, what's the best method for that? It would be quickly just changing the output of your light, okay? So it's a quick switch on here. You could go manually over, just switch it. Takes 2 seconds. To me, on her forehead there, it does look a little hot. I would just quickly switch just the output of the light. You could even change your aperture too if you're like really pressed for time, just like, yep. But let's say you didn't notice, okay? You're shooting, you're having the time of your life. You didn't notice that hot spot. Pull it into Lightroom, pull it into Photoshop, doctor it up a little bit. You shooting raw? You're fine. You're good to go. Yeah. But if you notice it, and we should be looking at our images as we go, shooting tethered's great. I don't normally shoot tethered, mostly because I shoot with 2 bodies and I found shooting it just is clunky. It's a lot going on. But that's a really great question. Yeah, absolutely. So let's turn on these strip boxes here. So we've got, oops. I just turned them all on. There we go. Okay, actually, let's just turn on B. Okay, so I have B on there. I'm gonna pull this grid off. We can always just pop it back on. I found with these like little strip boxes, sometimes you don't even need the grid. Sometimes. You can always feather it. Put this back here. Okay, so I want this light slightly behind her, okay? So I'm gonna have you aim just to be, do you want to stand for a little bit? Okay, let's move. Yeah, thanks, Giselle. So I want to have this. Perfect. How tall are you? 5'6". Okay. I might turn it down a little bit more. Let's go like this. It wants to be there forever. That's where it wants to be. That's just laughing at me. Perfect. Scooch this way. No, you're fine. You're fine. Turn this way. Okay, cool. Can you hit like a kind of like dramatic pose? We're not going to see your face at all. It's going to be just highlighting the edge. Okay. I think so. Yeah. I think that's going to be cool. So communicate with your models, right? If you have a model or just a person who's not a model, say like, this is your light source, you know, and keep looking this way. Tell them exactly what to do. I love working with professional models because you can just be like, and they're like, yeah, I got it, you know, and she's obviously amazing. But clue them into the process, okay? The best way to make people comfortable is just to sit there and chat with them. Don't be a weirdo. Like, open your mouth, say, like, compliment them, talk to them, right? We met like 5 seconds ago and we're already like talking about each other's outfits and whatnot and the weather, and it just gets people feeling comfortable, okay? I think as photographers, we find that if we don't move from pose to pose to lighting setup to lighting setup, that like somehow they're gonna find out that we don't know what we're doing. We don't. We're artists. We're playing, right? It's okay. Take your time. Talk to them. All right, Giselle, go ahead and hit that pose. I'm already obsessed with her. We're all obsessed with you. I'm trying not to. She wants to laugh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I love that so much. Okay, already I feel like let me look at this on my screen a little bit. I want a little light on her hair. I want this other light on, right? This is cool. Like, I feel like this would make a really cool black and white. Right? Really cool directional lighting. So let's turn on that one. I'm also going to take the grid off. I feel like we don't need it. Poor Eric from Pro Photo put all these grids on for me, and I'm just like, we're not using them. Not today. He's like, I can't work with Chloe anymore. Okay. I'm going to punch this in a little closer. You can go to the same side. Yeah, that's fine. Basically, I just want this to be a hair light and then lighting her shoulder on this side, okay? Like, how did I get over here? Let's find my way. Does anyone like leave their camera down and like forget where they put it at a shoot? Yeah? Oh, you guys are professionals. You guys should be up here. I do. Constantly. I love that, Giselle. Go ahead and close the eyes too. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Let's take a look. Go ahead and straighten the shoulders for this one. I'm gonna see, yes, there we go. I love how she's tilting her chin up there. Let's take a peek. Lovely. Okay, now we can see a little more detail, right? We got detail on her shoulder, on her skirt. We can see her outfit. I love being able to see her neckline as well. She's a beautiful long neck. So stunning. Awesome. All right. I'm going to switch these modifiers out because I think it'd be fun to show you guys the reflector. Yes, you have a question?
Do that one. Next, one more shot.
Oh, do you want? Yeah. Please, yes. I love this guy. Yeah, see, yes. You absolutely can have that one. He's like, I'm just curious now.
Walter's a plant. Don't.
Is he a plant?
Yeah, he's a plant.
Is that why he's like very affirming and wonderful? Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Gorgeous. Do you see how professional is? She knew to look over here because she knows her main light source. Can I just keep you? She's like, sure. Let's do one more. Let's get that power up a little bit. Turn towards me. Yes, like straight on. Hit some sort of pose, some way, somehow, Giselle. Yes. See, if I would never know to pose her like that. Look how pretty, nice and filled in. You could crank this up. Do we have the grid on? Yeah, like I like it, but I feel like I like the drama a little more. Yeah. He wants me to lower the power on this one. Oh, from this way as a fill. Okay, yes. I got you, my man. All right, turn this way. What's your name again?
Seth.
That's not Seth. I know who Seth is.
That's Walter.
This is Walter. Walter's my friend. Oh, okay. With this on too, it's not gonna. He wants you to turn it down a little bit. Okay, so let's do like a full profile, okay? for our friend Walter.
Well, can you explain to Elijah what is happening?
Yes,
Okay.
my very good friend Walter. Yes, we go way back as of like 20 minutes ago. He wants me to turn my main down. Well, first he wanted to see what it looked like on, right? And then he wanted, and we're keeping these at the same power, the Click Softbox 1.3s, just to see what kind of fill we can get on her. Yes. Pretty good, Walter.
That's you.
Yeah, he's like, it's you, it's you. I love a collaboration. Oh, I just turned this off like a dummy. Do I need to? No, we're good. Okay. Sometimes it'll kick me off my tether. So I'm going to set this up. That photo I did of my daughter, we're going to do something really similar. Seth, do we have the atmosphere? I won't spray very much. We don't want to like set off the fire alarms, or we could for fun. We could for fun. All right. As I'm taking this down, does anyone have some questions for me? Does anyone just want to say anything nice to me?
For all you people in the chat, Chloe is getting paid in likes. So you guys have to smash likes so that she feels affirmed in her existence. Also hit subscribe, you know, might help out. The only subscriber I have is Walter over here.
Walter's the art director. My wife told, Walter said his wife told him to be quiet. Yeah. She's watching. She's like, oh, Walter. Walter's wife, we love Walter. Don't you worry. I actually love a collaborative crowd, so let's go. Yeah, I sure do. He knows. All right. So basically, we're going to get this up nice and high. We're going to point it like a little bit down like this, okay? And I want to include it in the frame. I want it to feel like a stage light. Oh, I need to do this actually. It's already kind of tilted. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Seth.
How high do you want to go?
Oh, can I put a gel on it? My bad. Not Walter. Okay, my ADHD friend. What's your favorite color? Please don't say black, because I don't have that gel. Blue, yes, okay. I was like, what if he says like cream or something?
Clear is my favorite color.
Yeah, clear. Clear's the way to go. You'd be surprised how many people like blue.
I heard your favorite color is CTO.
But also I want to show you guys how you can stack these, okay? So this is purple. This is not the right color. Please hold. Wait, is it purple? It's lavender, light lavender. Okay, so these are the creative, what are they called? The creative gels? That sounds right to me. Profoto's like, what is happening? I like these too because if you lose things, and I certainly do, they just are magnet. Pretty hard to lose that when they're stuck together. So you could put this on first and you can stack any of these modifiers. Probably not a soft box over that. Probably wouldn't work that well. Okay, so we're gonna get this up nice and high. So I'm gonna have you come forward a little bit. So remember, I want this light to be included in the frame. Oh.
You come over here, tell me where you want it.
Okay, I want it up, pointed down at her. So it's gonna be in the frame. I got a 35 so we can go up a little higher. Pointed down slightly, just so, yeah. No, that feels good. Yeah. Cool. I am gonna scooch it in, just so it's the backdrop. What do we think, fam? Is that pointed at our head? A little bit? Yeah, okay. Giselle, I'm gonna have you turn this way, okay? Perfect, yep. And I'm gonna turn off the other lights so we can see what this is doing. I think in layers, I used to be a musician. Is anybody here a musician? Be recorded before? Okay, the recording process is like very much like creating anything with strobes. You add layers, you add vocals, you add drums, and then you listen to it. And then once you record, you can't ever listen to music the same. It's a nightmare. I'm like, I kind of wish I never did that. But it's pretty cool. And that's how I think of lighting as well. So that is light B. I'm gonna turn off light A from my remote over here, and C, we don't need them. If C will let me turn it off, it did, perfect. And I'm gonna punch up this power just a little bit. All right, Giselle. Now that I'm looking at you, it's me, not you. We're gonna go this way. If the light stand is in there, I don't care. I just wanna see the light. Great. All right, Giselle. Perfect. All right, turn your face this way. We are going to crank up that light even more. And I just want to show you the layers we're going to create here, okay? And then let me go. Cool, right? This is not our final image. This is not what we'll be creating, but just to show you where that light is going. Yes, I can see a little bit of that C-stand in the background. I'm not worried. I can fix that in Photoshop. You could black out everything and crank the power up on that, but we're not going to do that right now. I'm going to add a snoot on this side to show you that one setup. It's really easy. It's super fun. I feel like it gives a good impact, which is great. Am I killing you moving all these light stands around? Giselle, I'm going to have you pop over this way. Actually, I can do it from... Let me think about this. I think I can do it from this side. So yeah, let me take this off. Yeah, I do. Yeah. See, he's like, why do we have Chloe out here? I know. I'll lay this right here. Any questions while Seth is being amazing? You guys are great. Yeah. Yeah, it's my only choice. So his question was, what's your first choice for a camera company? I've only ever used Nikon. Did not want to be a photographer at all. My mom was like, you should really be a photographer, Chloe. And I was like, I'm going to be a rock star, Mom. Like, that's the plan. It was not the plan. So regardless, she gifted me at my high school graduation a Nikon D50, and she like looked me like dead in the eye and goes, the guy at the camera store said it's a nice brand. And I was like, okay. And man, I had the 18 to 55 kit lens on there, which the not fixed aperture was driving me crazy for a while. And plus I'm a like prime girl, zooms do nothing for me. And I just hit the ground running. I was photographing anybody, everybody, cats, dogs, you know, bat mitzvahs. Actually did one the other day still. And it was just like an addiction. Nikon was literally chosen for me by my mom. Thanks, Mom. That's a great question. Oh, thanks, Seth. You even put it on the thing. All right, I'm gonna move it this way. What a guy. All right, you kids. I'm gonna move this too. I talk out loud. I talk like this at my shoots. I like to clue people into the crazy thought process. And my studio does look this messy. Not that you guys asked, but it does. Seth, your studio is not messy. I am making it messy. Can we be clear?
Have you not seen the studio?
I don't want him to be like, oh, you said it was messy.
It looks like a garage sale when me and Dan are done up here.
Okay, because we're using a snoot and we're using the tiny little modeling light on the A2. It's going to be some trial and error, okay? Because it is a little pinpoint of light. Giselle, turn this way. It may be too high. Stand here and like turn your body that way towards the light. Yeah, tilt your chin up towards the light. Perfect. For some reason it says Bluetooth connection successful on here.
Yeah, it's your phone, right?
Oh, okay. Is it gonna go away? No. It's still here.
You took off on your phone.
We're learning so much together today.
Try that. I'm gonna turn it off on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna turn the power up on the snoot. All right, Giselle, yep, no, you're good. so, so cool. I'm gonna turn this light. I'm gonna use a little bit of atmosphere aerosol. Are you okay if someone doing it? Do you want to do it? I know who does. I know who does. Again, his wife's out there like, let's analyze it first. Let's look. The light on her face looks slightly bright to me. I will tell you exactly where to spray, and very light because we want Seth to like us still.
What are you, a NASCAR? What are you wearing?
We're getting a picture after this with him holding it. Like, okay. I don't want any over here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna spray right here and go down and then out. Okay, that's it. Yep. On the count of three. Don't be shy. Like, get it right where the light. So he's not a shy guy. We don't need to tell him that. All right. Here's your big moment. Ready, set, go. Cool, right? Look at that. Got that cool little light on her face. And do you see that snoot just really directs that light exactly where I want
Wait a
it?
second. You're not going to get a clap for Walter? You guys aren't going to clap for
Clap for Walter. He took the can with him. He's like, this is mine now. Hashtag not sponsored. So I just,
Yeah, let my wife know because she's chastising me on my.
Walter's wife, I'm gonna look at a camera. Walter's wife, we love you.
There's a question in the chat that would actually set up the smoke alarm. The thing is that this is an old building, and I'm not sure what will set up what. So instead of questioning if it will or not, how about we don't, right? So that's my thing.
Phil's right.
I did not set up the alarm.
I did not set up the alarm. Yeah, I also use the Smoke Ninja Pro, which is like vapor basically. I like that personally because I can travel with it. Put it right through security, no problem. My gear stays with me. Every light, every stand. I'm like, not the stands, they're fine. But everything stays with me. It's nice and compact. But like Seth said, we're not gonna test it on a live stream. Not today, not today. All right, so I wanna do a full silhouette right now. Let's keep this Magnum on. Walter, what's your favorite color? I'm glad you didn't say blue. I might have red, I might have magenta. That's fine. We can. Your beard used to be red?
I'm 60.
I'm 60. He said, I'm 60. My beard used to be red. That's funny.
But in ginger, that's like 33.
In ginger.
That's good.
You guys have got to come live. For the people watching that are local, it's an absolute fun vibe here. I'm going to do it without a grid. So where's my little grid? I have it here. So you can just pop these on the A2. You can stack them the same. I'm going to show you what it looks like without the grid. Someone who isn't Walter, would somebody like to do the little spray? And again, we got to do a little bit. They both picked each other. That was really cute. I'm a romantic. I like it. All right. Seth, don't kill me. Actually, I was thinking I might need a littler stand, but I want smaller because she's petite. Any questions while Seth's doing the most for me? You guys are great. Is it like thunder, lightning outside? Yeah, I have a flight to catch after this. I'm really hoping it's not like a 5-hour delay. Yeah, especially since my hotel did not, like I paid for an extra day and they were like, nah, you were here long enough. We're still gonna charge you. Okay, let's put this directly behind her. It might look a little hellish since it's red, but I mean, let's try it out. Yeah. So, okay, we've got C on. I'm the queen of accidentally leaving a light on and then going, why does it look like that? I'm trying to troubleshoot it later. Yes, I would like to put the modeling light on.
Bingo.
Not technical, not me. Oh yeah, look at that. Very cool. There's a little. Perfect. I'm gonna quickly turn this off for 1 second. I'm gonna just get the exposure how I want it. So it should be fairly blacked out is the goal. Yep, perfect. Giselle, this is gonna be a full silhouette, so just pick a side that you like. She's like, all my sides are good. Yeah, that's a great side. Okay, you're gonna stand directly in front of that light. Perfect, keep going, love it. Hi, what's your name? Lacey?
Daisy.
Daisy, oh wow, I said that very wrong. Daisy, what you're gonna do is you're gonna spray it here. Don't do too much, kind of go light, but this like in a circle. Does that make sense? Okay. You know what, just spray it in a circle twice and then, yep. When? You got this. Oh, see? Wasn't that amazing? Thank you. No more to learn from me. I'm sure you're all impressed, which was so funny because I just told you guys that I do this, and I do. There we go. Daisy. Yeah, that was a practice run. I was just seeing if you were like, yeah, she's on, she's ready. Okay. Cool, right? Is she like a villain? No, she's a French. Let's do it one more. I don't feel like I grabbed focus. Let's go ahead and do it again. Stranger Things promo, yes. I like it even better. You know why I like it is because she concentrated that like spray can right here, and so we could see the details in her face. Walter, our friend Walter said, much better than Walter. We love you, Walter. Be nice to yourself. Thank you. I also want to show you what we can do with this and adding a softbox in, okay? So turn this way this time, Giselle, that way we don't have to move or have Seth move all of the, like I said, he's absolutely doing the most. And we love him for it. All right, this one's going this way. And that is okay, perfect. This will be our last lighting setup. So if you guys have any questions for me, again, I have to catch a flight. I would like to stay here all evening with you guys, but I have kids. They need
She lives
me.
a block away. She's lying. She just doesn't want to hang out with you.
I'm local.
You can tell from the way she talks, she's West Coast, clearly.
Okay, yeah, the guy that was checking me into my hotel was like, are you from California? I was like, whoa, was it really showing? My bad. My bad. All right, I have this at half power. I'm obsessed with Giselle. I'm just a Giselle fangirl here. Okay, we need that much brighter, and we need Daisy up here again. Go Daisy, go Daisy. Okay. Yeah, just do a little circle. Wait, before you do that, really quick, let's just test the light. Oh, it's cool. So aim to have it more like a big circle so we can really catch the, yes. Perfect. Cool, right? So we can see the details. We could even bring this more to the side. You could use the snoot again with this setup. Literally just figure out what kind of light you want. Do you want it to be soft, hard? We could have pulled the grid off here if you wanted it even softer. We could have punched it in really close to get it even softer. Sky's the limit. Thank you so much, Daisy. Thank you so much, Walter. Yeah, we're gonna get a selfie with the three of us for sure. I just wanna give a big thank you to Seth for running this. Everything here is like his baby. Yeah, so we appreciate him. And we appreciate Giselle so much for coming. She's amazing. Like, please next time, can we do like a full shoot together? Yeah, we're gonna be friends for life. Yeah. And thank you for everyone that showed up here today. It really means a lot to me. Just having that energy and feedback is so important. We're a community, right? Like, just because someone's teaching in front of you doesn't mean that I'm not still learning, that you're not still learning, right? Like, we're all in this together as a community. And I just want to thank Adorama for having me out today. Anytime I'm over here, it's so great to see you guys. All right, thank you so much.